Nancy McNally, and tomorrow, no, good. 1, 2, 3. Hi everyone, it's Nancy McNally, and it is Mystery Quilt 2026. It's time. It's finally time. So I want to give you a little bit of information about how we're going to run this. Every Friday for the next 12 to 14 weeks, there's only 12 blocks, but the reason I'm saying 12 to 14 weeks is because there's a holiday and I have a grandbaby coming in April, and so I might not be able to release a block. So I won't be, if I have to go watch my grandson because it's his sibling that's being born, I won't be able to release a block. So just keep that in mind. I have a grandbaby coming. All right, so here's what's going to happen. I will not be doing a video tutorial on every quilt block because I don't need to. I've already shown you how to do some of those blocks. So that's a hint. Oh my goodness. All right. In today's video, we're doing Tumbling Basket. That's the name. It's block number 1. I'm going to show you how to do the 3 different quilt blocks that are in this one block release. And that's the way each block will be released. It will have a minimum of 3 different quilt blocks in it. Okay? Each one of them will be 18.5 inches, as in the finished size when you put all of them together. Each block will be 18.5 by 18.5 unfinished size. Now, there is one block that I use very often. I think there's only 2 quilt blocks releases that I do not have what I'm calling the framed square, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a few minutes. So once you know how to put that one together, I promise it's easy. You'll be fine. You'll get it and you'll run with it and you know how to do it. Let's get started. We're going to begin block number 1, Tumbling Basket, with our framed square. Now this is the block that I said we would be using throughout almost all of the quilt blocks. The fabric sponsorship is Lewis and Irene, and this is their Everyday Basics. This is Bumbleberries. I love, love, love this fabric. Tone on tone, it gives just enough texture and movement, and it is soft. So we are making 2 framed square quilt blocks. So I have both of my H, I have my E's, my C's, and my D fabrics. Now, C, D, and E are from your background fabric, and then the center squares are blue and coral. So this is extremely easy. Extremely easy. We're going to start with the coral. You're only making 1 of each. You're going to take your first rectangle, which is the D rectangle, right sides together, and sew. Open and press. Then you're going to sew a C to this side and a C, open and press. Add this other C rectangle to this side, sew, open, press, and then you'll add the D, and you'll do that all the way around. So we're working here, 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 and here. So we're framing it this way. All right, I'm going to get mine sewn, and I'll be right back. All right, I have the first one sewn. Now I'm going to join the 2 C's, one to the left side and then to the bottom, and I'm going to do both of them. After I do that, just like I said before, I'm going to open them and then press and then join the next side. So when I come back, I will have these done and we will start on the shoefly block. I have completed my frame squares. Now it's time to move on to our shoefly blocks. Remember to check the size of these before you move on so that they are the correct size. It is listed in the pattern. We are going to be using our A squares of both your background color, your purple, red, and blue. And then you will need your B squares from the dark green, teal, orange, yellow, and your background fabrics. So the first thing we're going to do is the half square triangle. In the pattern, I tell you to draw a diagonal line from corner to corner on the back of each of the background A squares. It's easy. Here's how I make them. I go right sides together, and instead of drawing the line, right sides together with the two matching squares, I go ahead and cut them. I find it easier. You're going to cut them in half anyway. And then I very gently pick them up and take them to my sewing machine, and I sew because they're all together. I'm going to put these over here. In the pattern, this is how I have you make them. You're going to draw that diagonal line from corner to corner on the back of your A squares. Okay, make it a line that you can see. Go right sides together with one of your colors. Let's do blue. Now, if you need to pin these, go right ahead. Most people already know how to do these, so if you do, just skip ahead. Okay, so the next step is you're going to sew a 1/4 inch away from this drawn line on both sides of the drawn line. So over here and over here. If you prefer, you can draw a 1/4 inch away and just do like little stitch lines like that. If that helps you stay in line, then do that. There's nothing wrong with it. And then you'll know you're stitching on both sides of that drawn line and you're cutting apart on the solid line. Okay? All right, let's get our half square triangles made and then trim them all to size according to the measurement or the information listed in the pattern. Then we're going to put the blocks together. Remember, we're making 3 shoefly blocks, 3 different colorways. We're going to have a purple with a dark teal, the red with the yellow, and the blue with the orange center. All right, let me get mine done. I'll be right back. I have these 2 shoefly blocks made. Let's do the red one. So lay them out as shown. You're going to put your center block down first, and then I always add my center squares because I can line them up easier, and then I add the half square triangles. Make sure your half square triangles are pointing inward towards the center square. Now all you're going to do is you're going to join these 3 together and press. Join these 3 together, press. Join these 3 together, press. So the center row to the top row, press. Join the bottom row to the center row and press. Double check your size. And now let's move on to the basket quilt block. All 3 of the shoefly quilt blocks are complete. Now I'm going to set up for the basket block. So I'm going to take these and put these with my framed squares, and we are almost done. When we were cutting our background G squares, I have you cut them all on the diagonal. I want you to take 2 and set them aside. We will use those in just a minute. Now we're going to take the remaining G background triangles and we're going to match each one to one of our colors, and we're going to sew on this seam right here, or this edge, not the seam. I apologize. Going to go right sides together. Now mine are very stiff because I use spray starch. I hope you did too. That makes it easier to handle these. So we're going to sew 1/4 inch seam on all of these. We're going to open them and press each one to the size listed in the pattern. I'm going to get all these done, pressed and trimmed, and I'll be right back. Okay, I finished all my half square triangles. I'm taking the 2 yellow half square triangles and putting them up here with the F rectangles because they are going to join to the F rectangles. But before we do that, which by the way, this is the stand of the basket. Here's the basket. This is the stand. Now we're going to work with these. So let's move all this out of the way. We will need the 2 extra background G triangles. Now we are going to sew these in columns. So let's separate our half square triangles so that we can grab them, and then go ahead and turn your G triangles right side up. So our first column is going to be a green, and then a blue, and then the pink. Okay, and you will sew those together. Sew them right here, just like this, and follow the pressing arrows. We are pressing these seams open. Okay, let's move these over here. Column 2, the center is blue and green. And then you're going to take this triangle. This is the corner of the triangle. It's a 90-degree angle. These are triangle tips. These right here are triangle tips. They are 45 degrees. They're half of a 90 degree. All right, we're going to take this corner and we're going to line it up right here. Corner to corner. And we're going to go right sides together. Now, here's what I do. I take a clip or a pin, depending on what you like to use, and I put it on the side that I have to sew. That way I don't get mixed up. Now, there's a third row. It's the final pink one and the final triangle. Same process. You're going to line corner to corner, right sides together. Keep my finger on it so it doesn't move, and add a clip or a pin to the side I need to sew. How's that? Easy enough? I'm going to get these joined. Follow the pressing arrows. You remember, we're pressing them all open, and then you're going to join row 2, or the center row, to this row, and then you'll join this one to this row, and you will have this angled edge right here. Okay, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Let me get these sewn and I'll be right back. So I have mine sewn and pressed, seams open. Now we're going to align the seams, these two seams, to here, and we're going to sew. I got this one. If you've never done this before, this is your first time. Do you see I've opened this up and these two seams are aligning? So just roll that up there. Make sure it stays in place. Grab a clip or a pin. Okay, let's get this one sewn, and then I'll be right back to sew this one. All right, now we're going to line up this one. We're going to line this one up seam to seam. And those seam allowances, please make sure they're open, because the bulk of this, the feed dogs, when they're trying to pull all this fabric, when it gets to a heavy seam allowance, what happens is it'll distort what you've done, because it's trying to pull. So you've got the feed dogs from the bottom that are trying to pull this way, and then you have the foot on top of it applying a little bit of pressure, but it doesn't have feed dogs. So it's only pulling the bottom fabric. So that's what happens. The top fabric tends to shift ever so slightly. Let's get this one sewn. And there you go. Now I still have to press this, but do you see this angled seam right here? All right. These two triangles were oversized. The same with all of these, and we trimmed everything down. So once we press this seam open, we're going to take our ruler and we're going to trim this right in here, so you have a 1/4 inch for your seam allowance on this edge over here. All right, I'll be right back. Here we go. Now I want you to use a ruler that's easy to hold on to in order to trim this down, and one that has a clear 1/4 inch seam line for you. Okay, so there's just a little bit to trim off, and it's right in here. I'm going to pull this up just a little bit. There we go. Okay, line it up there and there and there and there. Okay, I just have a little bit, and that's really all the all the wiggle room that there is. It's just a little bit. Now we'll trim off these little things afterwards. Don't worry about those. Just give yourself the 1/4 inch seam allowance right there in the center. Now your next step, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you to do this. Grab your eye triangle, your yellow triangle, fold it in half and press it. All right, get that prepared. And then we're also going to take our F and G triangles and H squares, and we were putting that together, and that's the end of our basket block. So I'm going to get everything set up so we can get that started next. We're going to do our I triangle. So you've folded in half. You can press with the iron or you can press with your fingers. Now we're going to go right sides together. That crease, we're going to line it up. We're going to match it up with that center right there. So I start out here, I pull it and slowly bring it down to the edge. There we go. And then we're going to take a clip so I don't distort that seam. I'm going to put a clip on this side. These will move because they are triangles. Okay, and now we can sew this on, and then we'll trim it, and then we'll get started on the bottom of the basket. So our next step is we need to trim this to size. So I've got mine lined up, and we're going to trim off. I got to move it over just a smidge. There we go. Oh, there. We're just taking from the yellow triangle. You should not have to remove any, whoops, I moved it. You should not have to remove any of the half square triangle units because you already trimmed those to the correct size. Okay, now let's move on. There we go. Now let's move on to the bottom of our basket. So I have mine laid out. I'm going to move the basket up just a little bit so you can see. There we go. All right, we're going to join our yellow half square triangle to the F rectangle and make sure that you have these placed correctly. That's why I put the block back in the center so that when it all comes together, these yellows will look like the basket stand. They are touching the yellow. All right, I'm going to sew this one to that rectangle and then this one to this rectangle and then add this H square to this one. This side will join here, and then this side will join to this. I'm going to get that all done, and I'll be right back. For our next step, we're going to join the purple shoe fly to the blue frame square, press, and then sew it to your basket block. Next, we will sew the red shoe fly to the coral frame square to the bright blue shoe fly block. All right, I'm going to get this sewn and the block will be complete. All right, everybody, what you think? I love this. This is so cool. Mixing these blocks up. I love the movement. I just love the way it looks. So this is block one of our mystery quilt. It is called Tumbling Basket. In our quilt, it will be going in that direction right there. So the basket's tumbling and it's spilling out all of these quilt blocks. How cool is that? All right, everybody, thank you again for joining me. Don't forget you only have a certain amount of days to download the free pattern, and then the pattern is not free, and you will find it in my shop. If you subscribe to the newsletter, you'll always know when the next mystery block is ready. Thank you again for joining me, and we'll see you on the next one.